Hello guys, my name is Joel or Ethay, and welcome back to the, I say welcome back, but as you guys may have noticed, I have deleted every single video on my channel. Yep, I did that to get a fresh start. I felt like my channel was completely kind of a clutter and a mess, and I didn't really like it. I had like over 70 uploads or something, which is the reason why I have like 1,000 subs and like, I don't know, 2 videos or something like that, which they will be deleted as well. So, you know, this is technically gonna be the first episode on my channel, if that, like, this will be the first ever video made on my channel, technically, if, like, you don't count all the ones before that I just kind of deleted. But, yeah, with that aside, welcome back to the, well, I keep saying welcome back. Welcome to the first ever episode of RexCraftia gameplay. Now, I'm going to be taking a very new approach to this episode, and the reason why I'm going to be doing that is because for the first, like, 10 or 15, you know, kind of episodes on this server, I'm actually just going to be, you know, focusing on, like, tutorials and actually describing everything in the server. Now, it's going to be something that, like, you're really going to want to kind of stay tuned for, because even if you are, like, a normal player of RC, it just, like, there's so much stuff on the server which you can really learn by, and, you know, maybe taking advice off a player like me that's been playing this for, like, about a year, I'd say. There's like a lot of things that you can still learn that maybe you had no idea existed. Now, I'm also, like, currently a staff member. If I go like this, /staff, you can see I'm a staff member on this kind of this server. So there is certain content which I won't be able to show you, that will be like kind of raiding and things like that. But different content like raiding, I will, you know, set up my own raids, like, you know, so I can still give like examples of what raiding would be like. And for staff, it is illegal to raid on my main account, just due to possibly, like, you know, abusing staff perms in order to get, like, some kind of unfair advantage to do with raiding, which, like, you know, a lot of people trust me as a staff member not to go raiding their things. So, like, if anything would be happening, or if I did raid anyone, I would, 1, always do it on my ult, and 2, I would completely, like, in the entire video show me roaming around the wilderness until I find some kind of base to raid. But at the start, I'm really going to be focusing on the main kind of RexCraftia core plugins. So, first of all, what we're going to be starting on is, let's just go look through. We have all of these things called artifact blocks. Now, artifact blocks can either be located in the Xur shop, or they can be located at spawn. So, you know, kind of as a new player, you're going to be using the ones that spawn a lot. And the reason why is just because, like, they're quite expensive for what they give you, which is why very early on in the game they're not worth buying. But until, like, like, when you're actually early on in the game, they're not going to be worth buying. But when you start making a lot of money, when you start getting, like, millions per minute and stuff, well, I mean, it's per minute, that's gonna be pretty hard, but if you start getting like millions and millions per hour and stuff, like, these are gonna kind of become something that you're gonna be able to afford, and they're actually gonna be pretty cheap. So, like, you're gonna be able to, like, buy these blocks and then have them, like, in your own base as well. So, like, it's much easier to get to rather than coming back to spawn and then using all of them. They can actually be, like, located in your own base. So, yeah, that's kind of this first artifact, kind of an introduction to artifacts. I'm going to be going through each one, what they do, and how they work. I'll probably do that all in this video. There's going to be a lot of talking, so, kind of be warned. If you already know, like, all the basic features of RC, then still stay in tune, because there might be some things about these kind of blocks that you don't know. I'll start off with the basics and then get into the more advanced things later on. Now, I really think this is a good place to start, especially for new players as well, just because it is something to do with RC which a lot of people get confused about, especially with the entire, you know, fusioning system and things like that. it can get really complicated, and like as a new player, kind of talking about things like fusing and everything, people wanting to buy people's fusions, it can kind of get pretty complicated. So I'm going to be going through all of this and telling you, you know, what kind of things they do, how they work, and yeah, so I'm going to quickly find a place in the wilderness, and I'll be back in a second. Okay then, so I found this place. It's kind of, it's pretty nice. One thing that you may notice about RexCraftia is all the really expansive landscapes. So what's happened is basically there's a custom plugin which is called like Amplified World Generator or something like that, and it generates these really kind of nice looking custom worlds that have like a lot of different kind of features in it than you would normally get in Minecraft. They've got like entire new biomes and stuff like that. It's really fun to kind of explore this world, as there's so much new different things that you can look at, and kind of just like every biome, it looks like everything has been like handcrafted and stuff. It looks really nice. But avoiding that, let's just get down kind of a little platform here, and I can show you what the artifact blocks are, what they do, and how they can be useful for you. So yeah, let's just get like a kind of platform down to make this look all nice, and yeah, let's just finish this. Okay then, so at the moment I'm just using like a weapon for a pickaxe here, as I couldn't find one fast enough for when I'm recording this video. So first of all, we're going to be focusing on the dismantler. Now this is probably, well actually no, let's focus on the most important ones that I would say would be first. So let's focus on the forge block. That's kind of a good place to start. So talking about the artifacts plugin, which you may have heard me mention before, it's basically what artifacts is it's a completely custom plugin which you will not find anything even similar to the complexity of the plugin used on this server. Actually, this artifacts block might sorry, I just zoomed in by accident there. This artifact block might go, you know, kind of better with it. But yeah, so with this kind of plugin, you will not find anything at all that has the complexity and the broadness and is any more frequently updated than this plugin we've got at the moment. This plugin on the server is completely bug proof. If there ever is a bug, the owner, he's great. I'm not sure if he's, yeah, you can see him, he's online. Just go to the very bottom right hand side, he's just above me there, Rex Thor. He's a great owner. He custom codes all or well, most of his plugins. You know, you've got essentials and factions and stuff, but anything that can be custom coded within this server is custom coded within this. That's how basic it is. That's straight to the point. Anything that you can imagine would be custom coded would be custom coded. This is a 1 in 1,000 servers. You're not going to find anything else that's going to be as good, as active, or just like kind of anything else that's like this server, really. So here you are. You can see we've got the artifact forge. Now we have different crates that you may want to select. Now I'll be making a separate video on 1 or 2 of these crates, like per video, just going completely really into depth about the different features and stuff they do. Now this is my first ever episode, so like I'm really going to be going over like quite a lot of stuff. In fact, I might actually just keep this episode just introducing just introducing the artifacts plugin. Then I may go through and then kind of talk about dismantling, fusion, combines, different things like that. But at the moment, we're just going to keep it to the artifact forge. So as you can see here, it's a placeable block that you can mine up, you can place back down again. It's great, it's really useful, it's efficient, it's easy to use. And by using this, you can actually turn something called artifact material, which I'll go through different ways to, you know, kind of obtain artifact material later. But you can use things called artifact material to actually use it to almost buy a crate, or in fact forge the crate with it. Now you can forge different crates, like an ultra crate. Now an ultra crate is basically used for if you can't decide any other crate to buy. So we have like all these other crates. We've got Void, Earthen, Fear, Jurassic, all these new different crates that are available for you to get. But sometimes as a new player, it can be really kind of difficult to decide which ones to go for, which ones you think would be best for you. So you can go for a mixture of them and actually go and buy some ultra crates. Now, what ultra crates are is they can take a equal amount, so you've still got the same drop chance to get anything from the lowest rarity to the highest rarity, but instead of focusing them all on one crate, you can maybe get like an uncommon desolation, and then like a legendary vigilant, and you know, a cryptic wildlands or something like that, depending on how lucky you are, all within the same crate. Now, the rarities kind of work within artifacts from going, if you type in /RC rarities, I think, RC rarity, that's the one. So /RC rarity, you can see the different rarities and how easy they are to obtain, and then how hard they are to obtain. Now, each crate, like, I'll go into depth in rarities when I go and kind of look at this thing here. It's called the crates. But if we go back to here, this is basically just the place where you can forge everything, where you can kind of make these crates in order to open up different weapons and stuff like that, that give you different buffs, different debuffs, kind of give the enemy different buffs. You can burn it, you can use jump, there's so much different things that you can do with it. And each crate has its own kind of set of different buffs and debuffs, which it kind of keeps as a trend throughout the entire crate. So you're not going to have like a crate that the uncommons give like wither, and then like the legendaries give slowness and poison or something like that. So like it basically, the uncommons of the crate, they're all going to give different things, like maybe like a 2% chance to apply wither, or give speed 1 while in use, when then like the top rarity might be like give speed 4 while in use and 100% chance to apply wither, right click to apply wither, resists wither, something like that. So they all kind of, they stay within the same chain. For example, we've got a crate here called Vigilant. It starts off by having like a 1% burns target for 1 second, gives speed 1 and jump 1, or something like that. Maybe like gives, like, has a 2% chance to, you know, give slowness, when the top rarity gives like speed 4, jump 2, right click to give slowness to all nearby targets, and burns target for like 7 seconds or something like that. So everything is kind of buffed. So if you work really well with giving people wither, or like you say like everyone's using wither and I really need a wither resistance weapon, then you would go and find a crate that has a really good wither resistance weapon kind of at the top tier, and then focus on that crate with kind of keep getting it until you get these better items and things like that. So I hope that describes it. You also have different artifact forge pages. So this one is required artifact material to get it, and you get the tier 1 crates. But if you click on this next page thing at the bottom, you can see it changes to Artifact Forge Tier 2, and you can get all these Tier 2 crates. Now the difference between the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 crates is, one, they require exotic material to obtain. Now, they're actually obtained by doing these things called dungeons. I'll go into more detail with that. I'll kind of do bosses and dungeons at the same time. But, kind of, they're obtained by participating in dungeons, and, like, thinking, like, about it, it's harder to obtain the exotic material than it is to obtain the artifact material, because like it's more limited in the ways that you can obtain it. So they give you 1 tier better stuff. So with this, it's the same chances to get a rare. Like with this, it's impossible to get the lowest rarity if you get it. So it kind of like, it bumps everything 1 up the scale. So if you wanted to have a higher chance of getting a better weapon, then you would get the tier 2 instead of the tier 1, because the tier 1, the lowest rarity is an uncommon, whereas the tier 2, the lowest rarity is a rare. So it kind of, it makes it like kind of easier to get the rarer weapons as such. And you can then go 1 more, and then you can go to the Artifact Forge Tier 3. You can get this, is Strange Material, and with this one again, it bumps it up 1 rarity from the last tier. So it says like, the lowest rarity you can get in this one is an Epic, which is 1 above a rare, which is 2 above an uncommon, and the uncommon is the lowest rarity. So you can see the higher tier you get, the better weapons you can get. And then this is where the kind of the in-game stuff kind of stops, which is great because like you can obtain anything on this server by either in-game stuff or you can donate to get it. It's just donating is basically just a time card or like a time skip to like allow you to get these items easier. So yeah, we've got an Artifact Forge 3. This is where the kind of the in-game stuff finishes and the donating stuff kind of starts. This is the highest thing that you can obtain just through non-donating. You can still buy like donation items off other players if you really want to, but like it just depends on if anyone's selling anything or stuff like that. So then you can go to the Artifact Forge 5. Now this is skipping like an entire tier. This is going straight to tier 5. There are such things as tier 4s, but you can only get them on drop parties which occur on Sunday. There's drop parties that happen every single day, but the one on Sunday is like the best one. It's called a Sunday Funday, and it allows you to kind of obtain these tier 4 crates for free, which is the lowest you can get is a legendary. And then this one, the lowest you can get is a ancient, and then it just kind of goes up and up and up like this. You can see kind of more crates have appeared as well, because these are the only crates that are obtained or obtainable through these tiers. You can also buy Zero and armor through like money as well. But yeah, the stealth and the offensive is only obtainable through tiers. It doesn't mean, or like tier 5 and above, it doesn't mean that they're completely impossible for you to get. It just means you're going to have to do some trades with other players that already have them to get them. Ender you can also get by donating, and you get those in your kits. But yeah, they go all the way up to tier 9 crates, which basically this like guarantees you to get the top rarity of this crate. So say if you just want to skip to the very top rarity of Outlaw or the very top rarity of Hellgrind or something like that, you're going to want to go for a tier 9 crate. It's like the best crate to go for. But they're only obtainable through donating, like the donating kind of keys. Okay, so now that I've done explaining Forge, I'm really quickly just going to kind of skim over these crates. Now, as you can see, we have... What the... Okay. Just got a random donation from someone. Giving me 1 mil. Thanks, Enzy. You have these different crates, which you can see in the RexCrypt kind of... The crates area as such. Now, this shows you every single crate that is available, and also every single crate that's coming up. So we've got here, you can see we have a really wide range of loads of different crates that we can look through, and we can kind of see, like, if you want to go in here, you say, hey, I really want to go for Virulent, but I'm not quite sure what Virulent contains. You oh, no, sorry, not left click. You right click on Virulent, and you can see every single weapon that the Virulent crate will give you, and the drop chance of it as well. So like if you open a crate, this is the chance that you're going to get that item. So you've got like a 70% chance to get the uncommons, whereas such as you can see it kind of gets rarer. So you've got rares, epics, legendaries, and the drop chance is getting lower and lower and lower. So you've got ancients, arcanes, 0.1% chance, rarer until you've got like the rarest thing in the game, which is the extinct, and that's got a 0.003% drop chance. So you've got to be extremely lucky to get the the extinct from this crate. But artifact material is really easy to obtain, sorry. So you're going to be kind of opening like hundreds of these at once, so it does it bumps up the drop chance significantly. I think it's something like if you're opening up like 3,000 or something, you've got a really high chance to get an extinct weapon out of it, if not enough cryptics to get an extinct. So as long as you grind out and you really try hard to get something, it's easy to get it. If you think about it, an entire inventory of artifact material is something like 2,700. So 3 inventories of 20, sorry. 20 inventories of artifact material, which really if you grind for it and if you try hard enough to obtain it, it's not that hard. 20 inventories of artifact material, you're basically guaranteed an extinct weapon if you think of it that way. But yeah, that's like, it just depends if you're lucky or not. Like, you can get it in like 10 inventories, you can get it in like a stack of crates if you really want to try. Like, I've got a friend yesterday who got an extinct out of a tier 1 crate. Also, yeah, that doesn't limit it. You also, every tier higher, so say if you're going to be using tier 2 crates, you just think of it as, let's just go back to Virulent. Where's that gone? There. If you're using a tier 2 crate, you'll just pop it back one and then just say like a tier 2 crate, the drop chance for extincts will then be 0.09 or 0.009, and then if you say pop it back up to a tier 3, then the drop chance for a extinct would be 0.038. So like, you can see that it's really easy to see the drop chances of higher tier crates just by, you know, looking back, kind of going back the rarities to see. So I'm just going to quickly, there's the last thing I'm going to cover is going to be crate options and forge options. So with crate options, you can click this little thing down here and you can either do crate options like that, and you can either turn it from fast opening and automatic dismantler. So I'm just going to quickly go into the /shop right here. Go into the artifact shop. You can buy artifacts material here. Now, only do this if you have enough money to spend on it. I'm just going to buy a few stacks just so you can see like me kind of opening a few. It's really overly expensive, but if you've got enough money and if you've got enough generators to do it, like as you can see, I've got like, I can't tell if that's, yeah, I've got 10 mil at the moment, so like that's I can afford to buy a few stacks. But as you can see, we can go on here and let's buy some, you know, let's go for some virulent crates. So you can see here, I'm buying all these virulent crates with the artifact material I've got, and I got 17. Now, there's two ways you can open crates. There's one where you can right-click it, it'll scroll through all these different things, and then it will choose one to give you. So on this one, we got a corrupt shortbow, which isn't uncommon. Let's open another one. It's going to scroll through, and then we're given another uncommon, right? But say if you're opening up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be pretty hard to kind of just go through that animation every single time. So that's where crate options here is really useful. So you can just click on here, you can click crate options, you can turn it from normal to fast, and now you can just right click and it'll automatically just say in the chat you got given a corrupt guitar and it took one away. Now you can keep going like this, right? And you can see it's given me all these different things. I think we got yeah, we got one rare in there, but also like you can see as well, it's really starting to fill up our inventory. And again, opening up hundreds and hundreds of these, it's really not going to be, you know, kind of efficient opening up like 30 or something and then having to go in and dump every single one out and then opening another 30, and maybe risk like accidentally dumping out a few good ones or something like that. So we're going to go back into crate options here. You can go into it through the crates thing, or you can go through it here, and we've got something called auto dismantler. So this automatically dismantles everything that is an uncommon, rare, or epic. Now these things are kind of, they're the lowest 3 rarities, and they're the 3 rarities that kind of not many people use. They're useful for new players, but players that are opening up all these crates at the same time, they're not going to want, let me just /feedstar. If you do /feedstar, it feeds everyone on the server. I just kind of like doing that. But yeah, so new players, that'll be really useful for, but for like kind of more experienced players that have a lot of stuff, they really don't want those lower tier things. So it's automatically set to dismantle uncommons, rares, and epics. You can't change that at the moment. In a future update, there may be a change to it, and if there is, then I'll probably mention it in a video or something. But yeah, what you want to do is, you can see we have, you know, we've still got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 spaces here. Let's just open a few. We are getting uncommons and rares. Obviously, it will also dismantle those. And you can see here, instead of giving us the weapons, it gave us a percentage of the weapons artifact material back, which is, you know, opening up that many. We already got 18 artifacts material back, which basically means that, like, it's nearly enough for us to, you know, forge another crate. So if you think about it, if you do that in huge stacks, you're going to get a lot of that artifact material back to forge more crates. So I really hope that this video has described the basics between kind of artifact material and everything like that. And I really hope you've enjoyed. If you do, make sure to like and comment on this video anything that you really want me to go in depth with and describe, and I'll make sure I do it. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's been Joel or Ethay, and I will see you in the next video.